All right, good morning everyone. It's Friday the 28th of February. So today, we've got to get a move on. We've got a bunch of things to do. The lighthouse is going to be picked up this Sunday, 1st of March, so we got a fair amount to do. The column is pretty much done. We just have to put the stairs on, and I think there's 2 little windows we have to put in. That won't take long at all. The big things today, what we're going to concentrate on, is the light mostly. So we've got to, it's very hard to see on the camera, but there's little brads all the way around here. We're going to snip those off, and using this piece here, what we're going to do is we're going to inlay that in there. We'll make the cutouts so it all fits on there nicely. We'll do that. I said the windows, electrical. We're going to get the electrical ready for coming out the bottom to the top. We'll mess this up a little bit. We'll take some of this. We'll take this apart. So and then we'll put longer cables on so they come out the bottom so we can plug it in. Also going to make just a little top for this so that the light doesn't come up and just completely obscure the whole top. If it didn't have the light on, this will illuminate, and we don't want that. We want it nice and dark in there. So we'll make a little top for that today. A lot of sanding. Oh, I got to make the rails for the stairs too. So that's what we're going to be doing today. What time is it? It's 7:30 in the morning. I intend to work on this today for hopefully around 12 hours or so, maybe not quite that long. See how long I can stand it in the shop, in the garage here. But that's what we're going to do today. And we're back. Okay. I'm just going to snip all these out. Warp speed, go. So what are we going to do here now? We got to cut that down, this piece down to fit in there. So what all I do, let me swing this around so you can actually see here. Just line a piece of this stuff up. So there we go, that's much better. Little gaps here and there, but oh well, what can you do for a Friday morning? Yeah, so we'll go ahead and we'll draw those out. I'll get the jigsaw out and we'll notch those out. So there we go, that's how the top sits in. As you can see, there's little gaps. We'll fill them in. Here's the bottom. Not too bad. The top. All right. Glue time. We'll just lay the glue to this. I gotta fill up this bottle. All right, there we go. We'll let that set up. So what we'll carry on now with the light, we'll make that little cover, that little topper for it. And as luck would have it, the heater starts. There we go. As you can see, it's in there. What we'll do, I'll just get some black tape and just cover that off so the light doesn't escape. There are some little other holes here. We'll just tape them up too, so we get the full effect. So as it's rotating, you don't get all these little shafts of light coming out for that bulb. Okay, what I've done, just fabbed up a little jig here for the stairs, because I'm not going to put the stairs quite on yet. We're going to build the railing now. And I think, okay, let's cut this down. So, usually goes about All right, we're not going to do electrical yet. We're going to do put the windows in. You can see I got the door in here, and of course the stairs come down from there, as we just saw. So I did some more research, and there's a window on this side, and there's a small window on this side. So it's very hard to see. So we're just going to go ahead and fab up a window. Like I said previously, I've marked the lines over so the windows will be symmetrical. All right, here's the wiring of the light itself, of course the ground, and the power for the light to come on are these two, and then we've got the switch in here. That's power, and of course the motor is switched. So what we're going to do is we're going to solder these guys together. So there we go, we got all the morettes on. Before I get too carried away, of course I got to figure out a way to test it. So there we go, we've got it all wired together. Got the switch wired closed, so depends on which polarity, I think, or which way it goes. Oh, there we go. There we are, that's what it looks like. All right, before we go ahead and put the light in there, we gotta sand down all this. So I'll just go ahead and do that quickly. Shouldn't take too long, I hope. Let's go to warp speed. All right, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut the lexan right now. I wanna make sure they fit, and you see I've cut these, I don't know if that'll even show up. Let's get super close. You see I've cut those grooves in there. I'm not even sure if the lexan will go in. I might have to shave those grooves off, and then we'll just silicone in the lexan. Let me get the lexan out, I'll do some measuring, and then I'll get right back to you. So I can get an accurate measurement, the distance consistently around between the points is 3 inches. I've got a total height of 7 there. Let me tilt that up, of 7 inches there, I think. I'm sorry, 7.5. But they're recessed, so if I cut it to 7.5, then the lexan will be too long, which always isn't a bad thing, but the lexan is very, very durable, but it can scratch. So it comes in these sheets here. There are the sheets there, and it's protected both sides. So I leave the coating on to the last possible second. But what we have to do is get rid of all the clamps. This is well glued up now. Bring this in. So there you go, that's a better look at it. So what I'm going to do is put this on its side here. Just go around, just make a line on each one. You know what, it's going to be easier like this. Sorry, you're not going to be able to see. So there we go. So the new measurement, let's see if it's consistent all the way around. Of course, I got the light pointing at me. It is 7 1/4. 7 1/4. So that's great. So they're 3 inches. See there to there, they're 3 inches tip to tip. So like I said, I'm not sure if they'll slide right in. I might have to remove this tang here. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut one up now. They're 3 inches wide by 7 1/4. So just in case I screw a couple up, I've got enough lexan here to take care of it. I'm gonna cut it lengthways. And I've got 3 inches right on here. I just double check. We'll double check with this. That might be just a hair big, but that's okay because we can always shave her down in a little bit here. Just want to double check and make sure I've got that right on the line. All right, let's see if it slides in. See if I got to cut off those ends. Pardon me. Oh, like a glove. Oh, that's so nice. I bet you there'll be some I'll have to fiddle with and maybe just shave down the ends a bit. But there we go. All right, we'll cut a bunch of strips at that. That's the right width, it looks like. Gold. Okay, back to the saw. Okay, let's see if everything fits in here just nicely. Look at that. Doesn't come out. Let's see if the top fits. They're all lined up. Because if the top fits, we're leaving it alone. My concern that it splayed it out a little bit too much and the top won't fit. Top fits. Ha! Look at that. There we go. Top's in. Like I said, the last thing we do is God, this is even straight. Wow. Nice, nice, nice. So the last thing we do is we put the light in there, get that affixed. We paint the whole shooting match, and then, or do we even have to? Just a minute. I still have to make one of these. I still have to make one of these hatches that open. So I'm gonna have to take one of those little guys off, and I either Velcro it in. I've done that before. Velcro went in with a little screw or something, bolt, so you can just pop it in, pop it out, so you can get your hand in there. If the bulb ever needs to be changed, you can. And on top of this guy here, I'll glue a little piece of dowel so you can grab it and pop it off when you're in there. But hey, look at that. Even stays together. Cool beans. I like it, 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 I like it. Okay, what we're doing now, we're gonna mount this little guy here, so oh, sorry everyone, I forgot to turn you back on. I got a little carried away, a little busy. So what I've done, the top of the column, that's actually the walkway, I put on it, I've glued it to the light structure. We're going to let that set up. All these 2x4s are just for a little bit added weight. It'll be hard to clamp. Be very hard to clamp because there's just so much glue under there that it just floats on the glue, and it's very, very easy. It's going to take a little while to set up. I'm just going to keep fiddling with it until it does. All right, I'm back. Ran out, got lottery tickets. I don't know why, I never win. Anyway, there we go. That's on there nice and good. It's not completely cured. It takes about 24 hours to completely cure. So what we're going to do, I'm going to reposition the camera. We'll set this on top of the column, just to have a quick little look, then we'll probably bring it. I want to make sure the cable's long enough to. Then we'll bring it down and we're going to drill the holes. I picked up the doweling. We'll drill the holes, we'll put the doweling in, make sure it all fits. Before we put the doweling in, we've got to set up a little jig on the drill press to make the holes for the railings. We'll get that going here right now. So there we go. We got the light on. Pardon me. Lots of room for cabling anyway. So good. We'll drill down into this. We'll put the railings up. I've got the dowel over there. I'll show you that in a bit. I picked up this this weatherproof box right here. We're going to right next to where the cable goes in for the extension cable on the other part of the bottom. We'll cut it out. We'll inlay this. We'll secure it in there with screws. Come on. And then this switch goes in there. With the cover. I lost the cover. I hope I didn't lose the cover. Oh, it's on. Goes in there like so. Completely waterproof. Anybody can fiddle around in there completely wet and it'll be all right. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring this down now. We'll set up our little jig for the cabling and we'll drill the holes. We'll cut all the dowels. We'll round off the top of the dowels just a little bit. We'll set up the drill press and then we'll set up our little jig and we'll just notch out, make a little jig and we'll just notch out the dowels to where the rails go. And then we'll get the uprights in and we'll start putting the railings in and gluing them in. All right, so we don't go too deep. I put a little piece of flag tape on there, so that's as deep as we go. On this bit here, it's got a nice little sharp nubbins on it, so you can get exactly where you need to be. There we go. We got her all built. All right, they're just a bit, like I said, the dowel and the hole are exactly the same size, so it's not going to fit properly. So we have to sand them down a bit. And the easiest way, and I don't know easiest way to do that, I think, is like this. Hold some sandpaper. All right, there we go. There are all the uprights. Now there's 3 rails that come close to the top. We're going to clean up, before we do that though, we're going to clean up the top a little bit. Just on the belt center, just give it a little tweak, get rid of the little roughness there. And then I'll set up the jig. I've got we'll set up the drill press. I've got a little jig that should hold the doweling just nice. Once I get that set up, I'll get right back to you. Okay, let's make a little bit of room here. So we've got it all sussed out here, I think. Can you see that? Those marks there indicate the lines, vertical lines, which I've got to drill down into. I've made this large enough so it's at the exact first hole. So what we do, we line that up, make sure that line is vertical. That's all we need. Make sure the next one's vertical. And there we go, and that's our angle. So we'll just go around and do all, I'm going to take the middle ones out. I'm only going to put 8 in. It was too busy with the other ones. So we'll just plug away. We've got all the 8 ones, the 8 lowers done. That should be about roughly 22 degrees. What I did was I made this little stop block here, just to go in there to line us up with the next line. It's all referenced from the top, so it should be just fine. This is my test piece. I've got the middle one all done. Now it's ready for the top one. I've made another little spacer here, my test piece. Okay, so we cleaned up a little bit. We got all these, the uprights in. So what we're going to do now, so those holes, I've got to fill those holes in. Don't like them. They didn't, it was maybe too busy. I know the real Lighthouse has them, but also they have the ability of being full size, or the function of being full size, and the materials they use are really strong. Alright, so this video is going to be a lot longer than all the rest, it looks like. I'm just plugging away all day long here. Took the day off work to get this done. I'll be plugging away all day tomorrow as well. So what we're going to do now is take these out, fill a hole full of glue. Okay, there we go. They're in. The holes are orientated correctly. We'll let that set up for a couple hours, I think. Then we'll come back to it when we'll put the rails in. Get the rails in tonight. By the time it's time to put the rails in, this putty will be nice and hard, and we can sand that down before putting in the rails. And I messed that one up. Oh yeah, I better put the box in for the switches. So I've got this lined out here. No structure, nothing there. Just drill a hole, get the jigsaw in there. Doesn't have to be pretty. I'll go get the jigsaw and we'll jig that out. Alright, we got that in there. That's just friction fit. That's nice and tight. I'm just going to leave it. We'll put a bead of probably just some clear silicone around that to seal it in there real nice. But yeah, that's not going anywhere. I can probably lift that whole thing up with it. Anyway, so that's cool. So, that about there. Oh, I need my sanding board, don't I? There we go. Now we're complete. My lord. Alright. So what we're going to do, those little recesses, these should sit in there. They're going to have to be finagled a little bit. That's alright. So once I've run out of dowel, I'll come back and I'll show you where I'm at. All right, there we go. There the railings on. Doesn't look too bad. We've got a little bit of glue cleanup to do. That's okay. We'll wait for everything to dry up. So that's the railings. Hopefully they're all straight. I think they are. So there we go. Anything, I'll check back in a little while. If anything is loose, I'll just pop them out and re-glue them. It's no big deal at all. So there we go. Another step closer. I think the next thing we have to do is wait for everything to dry up nice and solid. And we got to get in here and get rid of all that silicone because that won't paint. And then the only thing left to do is everything. Okay, we'll talk to you when I'm starting up something else. All right, folks. Railings on. The house is on. It's an actual lighthouse. The top still comes off. I still got to shave down probably this one here. Shave these two down so we can get in there. Pop that off and to get at the light. If the bulb ever needs changing, or if you want to switch it to LED or something. Plugged in. It's all together. The wiring works. Let me show you. Light comes on, light goes off. Light goes on, and it rotates. Let's shut the light off. Let's shut some lights off in here and see what it looks like. And the big beams. Just the garage light. Hey! How's that? You can see all these little guys. I've still got to, you see the light just fading, coming through these little holes. I'll just take those up. I'll leave the lens, of course, free, but there we go. It works. It works. It's together. Now, tomorrow what we're going to do is the cable I have that rolls up inside the base. Let me turn this off. Well, let's let it go. Inside the base, I've just got to arrange that or hook that up so if you pull on it too hard, it won't rip all the wires out. So there's still a little bit of stuff to do there. Like I said before, this top is still comes off for now. We still have to clean up this, but that won't take too long. I've got it glued and there's 3 screws holding it in. So we have a lighthouse. The plastic, or pardon me, the lexan, once that gets slid in here, it's not going to be siliconed or anything. It's just it's a pressure fit, so it'll just sit there. There we go. So tomorrow it's going to be final sanding, and we get to start painting, which is really cool. So hopefully you enjoyed this series. I got one or maybe 2 more videos to do on the lighthouse. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell. Hit the bell and you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Because once this is done, we're on to the 2 little lighthouses behind me. So everybody have a fantastic evening. It's been a long day. What time is it now? It's 20 after 7, and I started at 7:30 this morning. So just about 12 hours at this today. So this is going to be a heck of a long video. So no more from me. Everybody have a good evening. Good night.